Welcome to the Win, Make, Give podcast. Chad Hyams here, no Bob Stewart. Yet you know that means I've brought a powerful guest while Bob is away. Yet before I bring that powerful guest into the conversation, I want to remind you that Win, Make, Give is just one of the podcasts in our umbrella. And I really want to encourage you, if you haven't checked out Brian Gubernick's No Days Off podcast and recently Brian's TEDx talk, Time is Finite, you want to check it out. Just go Google Time is Finite TEDx. You'll find Brian if you can't spell Gubernick. All right. Now, checking that out, checking out our other shows that we have. Yet what I really want to do is I want to get focused on what we have here today. You know, here at Win, Make, Give, it's health, wealth, leadership, legacy. We're going to talk about all of those sort of with a specific focus because usually, audience, you know, our conversations are business related that I am always bringing back to your home life. I'm bringing back to how does that work at home when we're talking about things. We're going to go the other way today because our guest wrote an amazing book, Becoming a Power Couple, 4 Pillars to Engineer Legendary Marriages. So we're going to be talking about that legacy at home you're creating, and we'll tie it into how it also can work in your business relationships as we go through today, giving you just that fun little twist. And we always do here at Win, Make, Give. So since I have no Bob Stewart, I don't have to wait to talk to him. Yet I do want to bring onto our call our guest today, joining us. Well, she's going to say joining us from Montreal, yet she's joining us from Montreal via Argentina, right? So you're going to say, wait, that's not a French accent I hear, Chad. Welcome to Win, Make, Give, Gabriela Embon.
Hi, Chad. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I hope I got all the enunciation correct with the right accents in the right place for the name that, you know, when you get the foreign name, you want to make sure you don't make it sound too American.
Look, you're in Florida, so it's not a foreign accent.
That's true. That's a very good point. It is not down here in Florida. Gabriela, I will not read your bio. It's a lovely bio. I will not read it. Please introduce yourself to the Win, Make, Give audience focused on what you want to share with us.
All right. So I'll start with what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about, I posted a post about that today. Passionate about helping leaders believe, but truly, truly believe that it's possible for them to build a beautiful relationship that grows alongside their career. In other words, to create a life of no regrets. In other words, to win at home as much as they win at work or in business. This is my passion. And I've been playing with this for the last 15 years when I did a career change from chemical engineering to relationship coaching. So it's still chemistry, just a little bit different.
There you go. I was going to say, you're in the chemistry world still, going from chemical engineer to the chemistry at home. What inspires someone to go from being a chemical engineer to becoming a relationship coach, basically, in that transformation?
The unwavering belief that I will not compromise for less than alignment and fulfillment. And since I wasn't aligned and fulfilled in my career, I was successful, but that doesn't equate to alignment and fulfillment. It was clear to me that a career change was needed, and the sooner the better. Because at that time, my children were young. My youngest was a year old. So I remember saying, I don't want to wait until they grow to do this. And then I find myself at the age of 50 restarted, which can be done. I just didn't want to wait. So that's what led me to a career change. Really the desire to be fulfilled beyond the fact that I was happily married, have a beautiful family and a great salary as an engineer.
Did you like your job? Or did it just pay the bills nicely?
No, I have to say that I loved my career in the beginning. It was exactly what I chose to become. It wasn't, an obligation or people pushed me. I enjoyed it until I started having children. And I felt that I'm meant for something else. So I enjoyed it. And I traveled quite a lot, and I had a great lifestyle because I worked for Intel in semiconductors in the production line. And, I visited different sites in different countries. So that was a lot of fun. It was a great challenge. But at a certain point, it became clear. I think that actually, I'm so glad you asked that question because it ties into how we make decisions. And I believe that early in our lives, we are driven by the need to prove something, by the need to survive, provide for ourselves, and prove that we can make it. And once we do that, we graduate from that. That's when we start asking the deeper questions, which are, what do I truly want? What makes me happy? Right? So yep. I have zero regrets about the choice I made.
Okay. And I asked the question because there's somebody listening right now who has a great career, loves their career, yet feels just that something missing, like it sounds you were feeling in that situation, and says, can I walk away from this amazing opportunity that I currently have to really strengthen that one? Because I think it'll bring even more growth within me as a person.
Absolutely. I think course correction is part of the mindset of every engineer. We can always course correct. I think sometimes it's a complete career change, and sometimes it's just shifting your environment. You might not be in the right environment. You might say, I don't want to work in the corporate anymore. I'd rather work in academia or nonprofit, or, So
nonprofit.
Always so dramatic.
That's out there. People want to work in that. Okay. So folks,
entrepreneur by blood. So
we're going to keep talking with Gabriela here. And I want to throw the plug out there right now, right? Becoming a Power Couple, 4 Pillars to Engineer Legendary Marriages. I have a copy, Bob, if you're listening, just because I love to rub it in Bob's face when I get copies of our guest books and Bob doesn't. Folks, it's got space right in here for working worksheets, things like that. Questions it's going to ask you. It's going to help you truly become a power couple as you've gone through this. And you can get it on Amazon, or of course you can get it on Gabriela's website, which is GabrielaEmbon.com. Don't know how to spell it? Go read the production show notes. It's there for you. Gabriela, let's dive right into it and talk about, how do I develop, grow, strengthen a strong relationship, right? It might not be marriage. Some people are deciding not to go that way, whatever it is, but a strong relationship without sacrificing my career, because my career is not 9 to 5 that I punch a clock. A lot of our audience are entrepreneurs, which means that career comes home with me.
Absolutely.
What are the basic steps everybody needs to know to strengthen that relationship while still having a successful career?
So the key word here is integration over balance.
Okay.
Balance implies that I'm trying to juggle two competing forces, career and home. And integration is actually the opposite. It's the belief that these are not competing forces. They're two parts of one mission. And how do I practice integration? I don't mean you have to divide your time half and half. Integration means that when you're home, you're fully home and you share with your partner what's going on at work. So we practice integration through what I call integration rituals. And we'll divide them in 2 to make this super easy for our listeners.
Okay.
We have operational rituals that their purpose is to make sure that your relationship runs as a well-oiled machine, even when you spend many hours at work. How do you do that? You practice 3 main operational rituals. Weekly meetings where you coordinate your week ahead, usually on Sunday night.
Okay.
Daily check-ins. So no matter what time you come home, you can still have half an hour, sit with your partner over a glass of wine, a cup of tea, and debrief your day. Share your day with your partner. Your partner doesn't want you to split your hours. It wants to be part of your life.
Okay, great point. And what's the third one?
The third one, I love this one because my husband and I mastered that one. I call it communication on demand. And this is something that most couples don't do. Just this week, when I was having sessions, I had to remind this. Communication on demand is needed when there's too much going on in our lives. Things are piling up, whether there is a crisis at work, or last year I was launching the book, a new website, preparing for a speaking competition, another gig. It was too much going on. So I remember one day being in the kitchen and telling my husband, there's so many moving pieces. If we don't have a meeting and coordinate properly, I feel this is not going to end well for me.
Okay.
So we decided to schedule a business meeting in a restaurant. I brought my calendars, highlighters, a paper, and we map out the schedule. We coordinated everything. And when we were done, we transitioned into date mode and had dinner. So these rituals basically make sure that you communicate, that you coordinate. And if you communicate and coordinate, then it's very easy to collaborate. And that's what integration is all about.
Okay. So I heard first we coordinate, right? That's what you said. We sit down and we have a weekly, hey, what's your week look like? Here's what my week looks like. Where do you need me? What do we need from each other specifically? Preferably like a Sunday night, knowing what's coming ahead for the week. Every day we have a check-in with our partner where we're updating them on what our day was like because they want to be included. They want to share in that. Plus, it might change some of the conversation from Sunday because maybe someone just called a meeting or a client just came in from town, correct?
Well said. Okay. Yes.
And then when needed, it's that communication on demand. And I love, Gabrielle, how you did that, where you said, look, I need some communication with you. We need to have this situation resolved. And you went out and you ordered your beverage or you ordered your appetizer. You had that communication, and then you were able to put it aside and turn it into a date, because so many of us do forget the opportunities to date our partner on a consistent basis.
Which belongs to the connection rituals, the second type of rituals.
Okay.
So the operational rituals,
right?
The operationals are there to make sure that nothing falls, between the chairs, that everyone's needs are met and taken care. And you don't get a call from the school saying, I thought you were picking up the children, right?
Yep.
Now, it makes you feel, honestly, the operational rituals, it makes you feel that you can create so much more because you are coordinating and collaborating, hence the power couple. The second type of rituals, the connection rituals, are meant to keep the connection alive even when life gets busy. And this is where you foster that emotional connection that makes you feel you are in this together. And when you feel connected, you solve problems as a team, you communicate better, and it's not you versus me, but it's us versus whatever else is going on. So the three main connection rituals that I like to share are, again, a daily walk or around the block, or a daily check-in where you just debrief and share about your day, a weekly date. It's not overrated. It's actually very important.
Okay.
We should never stop dating our partner.
Amen.
We should never stop learning about them, in fact. Never stop doing a PhD on your partner. That is written in the book, that I remember. And the other one is the physical connection, either through a morning hug or cuddle. Very important. When you start your day with that physical connection, it makes you feel you're in this together. Or the one that I love the most is always go to the door, say goodbye, give a kiss to your partner, and greet them at the end of the day. It makes them feel this is my safe space, my safe haven. This is where from here I can go and do whatever I want. And when I come back, doesn't matter what happened out there, I come back to this sacred space. So we in fact do that even with our children. I would never yell at them bye from the kitchen. Bye, have a good day. That doesn't happen. Even our golden goes with us and say goodbye and greets everyone. So
I was just going to say that, Gabrielle. I love that you say that. I've never consciously paid attention to that, yet we all love to come home, especially if you're a dog owner, right? Because the dog always runs right to the door, so excited to see you, and it just makes you
And what it
feel
does to your
better.
heart is it opens your heart.
Yes. And if your partner came to the door to greet you or came to the door to say goodbye to you as you were leaving, how much more would just that simple act be? Now, folks, we can't expect our partner to do that. We have to be the one that does that until it becomes a ritual around the home in that situation. That is a powerful little 30-second opportunity first thing and at the end of the day when they come and go from your place. What a great little tip, Gabrielle.
These are atomic habits.
Absolutely. Great
because
title.
they create great ripple effects.
Yes, absolutely. They will. And then folks in there, Gabriela was giving you some other things, right? Whether it's the physical touch during the morning, given that opportunity, whether it's the hug, whether it's the snuggle in bed, if that works, whether it's the kiss goodbye, that physical touch is a very common love language in so many people that it might not be yours, yet your partner might have it in one of their top two to keep in mind to make those rituals happen. Now, you talked about dating our partner, and many of our audience are very good at this. We preach this regularly that we do this kind of stuff, Gabriela. A date doesn't have to become some big extravagant thing, right? I mean, we could just go over to the coffee shop around the corner for 15 minutes just to get into a different environment and it becomes a date, correct?
Oh yeah, you can date your partner anywhere. I'll tell you a story. You can actually learn so much about your partner anywhere. You can have deep conversations anywhere. I'll tell you a story that a month ago, we spent a week at the hospital. My husband was hospitalized for a week. For the first time, he was hospitalized. And it ended in spine surgery.
Oh.
So you might think, okay, that sucks. But I have to tell you, it was one of the most blissful weeks because we spent almost an entire week alone. I mean, the kids were visiting. Our kids are older, so they came to visit. But we were alone all day. No media, no work, just us, barely touch our phones, and we just talk. And even if we didn't talk, just the fact that I had to help him with certain things, we experience ourselves in a whole new way. Now, I've been married for 27 years. You might think, how much more can I learn about this person? Well, hey, here's a complete new situation, scenario, circumstance that I never experienced you through that. Just, you know what? Just having to remove his wedding ring before he went to the OR. And then in the recovery room, that I was lucky they let me in, put the wedding back. I felt like I renewed my vows. Honestly, it was so emotional. So we can always experience ourselves, hopefully in better ways than a hospital, obviously, and never stop learning. Because the moment we stop learning, the connection floods. Connection means I want to learn more about you, which is what happens when we fall in love. It's the desire to know someone deeper. So that's the process that we should never stop, because it means I already gave up on you. I assume I know everything about you, and we're always changing. Our values are changing. What we prioritize is changing. And if we don't communicate, we can grow apart, because I might not know, that you no longer prioritize this or want this. So the book takes you through 4 pillars, and the concept that you're describing, never stop learning about your partner, belongs to the second pillar, which is the you pillar, right? You being your best friend. For me to be your best friend, it requires that I learn you and never stop doing that. Never stop that curiosity about you.
Okay, audience, if you didn't know, scientifically, every 7 years, you are a completely different person, right? Your cells in your body.
That's right.
Your cells in your body live for 7 years. Now, that doesn't mean on like January 1st or your birthday every 7 years, all of a sudden you've died and you're reborn. No, they're dying all the time and new ones are being reborn, that within 7 years, every cell in your body will have died off and a new cell will have been born. That's where the whole 7-year itch concept came from so many years ago, where we would grow apart. And after 7 years, marriages started falling apart. Instead of, as Gabriela is talking to us about, continuously learning about our person, because in 7 years, they're going to be different than they were 7 years ago. And the question is, are you learning who they are becoming so that you grow into that relationship, not fall out of it? I love that you're talking about that, but you've already jumped to pillar 2. So we have to take you back, Gabriela, and put you on the spot. What's pillar 1?
So pillar 1, it's very similar, but about you. It's the me pillar, right? It's all about personal responsibility, personal development, and never stop course correcting yourself, right? Become the best person that you can be so you can be the best person in this relationship. Nobody wants to date or marry somebody that is not taking responsibility for their happiness. I cannot trust somebody that blames other people, doesn't take responsibility. So doing that builds a stronger bond of trust.
That's a great point. Great point. And if you're listening to the podcast, we know you're developing yourself, right? Because you're obviously growth mindset.
Yes,
so,
right.
So good for you being here. You've already started working in pillar 1 and all that kind of stuff. Get the book. It'll walk you through some exercises, some steps, some specifics. Touch on pillar 3 and 4 for us then. Let's go a little farther and hit what all 4 pillars are.
So the me and the you, which are the first 2 pillars, as you realize, they are about one person, individual, right? Yeah. Either me or you. Now, the other 2 are about the couple, but they're very different. Okay. The our pillar is more operational. So the our pillar means that you look at your relationship pretty much like a business with 2 founders. And as such, you have a common vision. Many couples don't have a common vision. You have a common vision. It's very clear in this vision what your dreams are, what your partner's dreams are, and you want to build a dream factory. You want to manage this relationship through the operational rituals. You want to manage your assets, your finances, your children, throughout the 3 C's: communication, coordination, collaboration. So this is our world, what we are building, our vision. And the last pillar, now it's a complete different energy. Okay. This is the us pillar. And there's
so it's me, you, our
and us. Us are the connection pillar rituals. So we have a lot of things between you and me, our children, our finances, our assets. Us, there's nothing between the 2 of us. It's just us, unity in every sense, including when there is intimacy, physical intimacy. It's the most sacred union where we understand that you and me are in this together. It's that sacredness. It's that commitment to this union, to the relationship. And it's mainly physical intimacy, but it's not just physical. It's emotional and spiritual intimacy.
Absolutely. Folks, people out there can have an emotional affair, right? It doesn't have to be always just a physical affair when you think about that. If you're not providing the emotional connection in that us section that Gabriela is talking about, people long for it and they will go to find it. So don't just think, oh, there's physical, because intimacy comes in so many different forms, as you're saying right there, Gabriela.
That's right. Otherwise, we can be intimate but feel loneliness.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
Yes, absolutely want to avoid. Okay. We are talking to a lot of, as I said, entrepreneurs, business owners, people that are growing their business. They understand what ROI stands for. They know that a return on investment, right? And we know for every dollar we're going to invest and spend, our business demands we get a 3, a 5, a 10 times return, whatever that might be on the business financial side of an ROI. Okay. What's emotional ROI and how do I track that? It's not like I can say, well, I kissed you once, so I got back 10 kisses. That's not what we're looking for. What is emotional ROI and how do we know that we're getting the return on investment emotionally that we should be looking for?
So emotional ROI is the reward or the ripple effect of the connection. It's created through connection. And when you feel connected, if you want to, you can track the result of that connection by knowing you communicate differently, that when there's a problem or when you have an argument, you don't feel it's you versus me, that you're tearing each other apart. You feel that you are there to understand, not to win. So it's not quantitative, it's qualitative. You can look at, okay, last time we had an argument, it didn't feel like I was there to win, or it didn't feel like you were there to win. It felt like we were there to understand each other. And at the end of the argument,
keep going. I have something I really want to ask you, but keep going.
Okay. We hug each other and felt like, okay, we grew stronger, that this was an opportunity to take the connection deeper. So these are the signs that you are having emotional ROI. Yeah.
Okay. So audience, as you know, we can see each other. You don't get to see video of us yet. Gabriela saw on my face I got to ask it, right? You just talked about an argument. Wait, power couples don't argue.
Oh, yes, they do.
Tell me more.
So, okay, the studies show, Dr. Gottman studies and an institute shows very, very clearly that couples who never argue actually it's a prediction for divorce, because it all depends on how you look at an argument. If you look at it as an opportunity to course correct, right?
Yep.
Then it's fantastic. Now think about a plane. Okay. When you imagine you're a pilot, you put your destination there and you never course correct. You are most likely to end somewhere else.
Yes.
But if you have a very clear destination and you are most constantly course correcting, you for sure will get there. So every course correction, every argument, every clarification is an opportunity for you to be understood better and for your partner to know you better. So therefore you can connect deeper. It takes you to the next level of connection if it's done in a constructive way. And the book has a whole chapter about conflict resolution, the do's and the nots. I can tell you, for example, that I actually got this from my mother. She told me when I got married, no matter how angry you are, even if you're going to sleep to bed angry, you never leave the bedroom. Okay. Nobody sleeps on the couch because the bedroom is the sanctuary of the marriage. So if you leave the bedroom, it's like you left the relationship. So these are one of the do's, no matter how angry we are. And sometimes we can resolve it before going to bed, okay? We are too emotional. So we say, okay, I don't want to say anything that tomorrow I'll regret. I don't want to be reactive. I want to make it an argument based on where I want to be, not based on what I'm feeling right now. So I might need to go to sleep and talk it out tomorrow, but we always sleep in our bedroom.
So you might turn your backs on each other and face the other
right.
direction.
We might turn our backs on each other. Okay. That's right.
It's not get out of here and go sleep on the sofa.
And that's okay. Actually, one thing my husband told me early in our relationship, he said, you don't always have to love me, because if I would feel one day, angry or frustrated or upset, I would panic that I'm not in love anymore. This is a sign we have to divorce. And he said, you don't always have to be crazy about me. It's almost like he gave me permission. We were very, very young at that time.
I get it.
And so conflict is really an opportunity to make things better, to be understood.
Yeah, my wife tells me she always loves me. She just doesn't always like me. And that's when it allows
that's a beautiful way of putting it. That's actually what I meant.
Yes, that's our way of, we don't have to agree on everything, and we can sometimes get heated in it, yet we always love each other, which is what pulls us through those conversations and those moments. All right. We've been talking.
If I may add, you love each other, but you're also committed.
Yes. But we're definitely committed, like rubber room committed for people who know us. We should be. We've been talking with Gabriela Embon. She wrote for you Becoming a Power Couple, the 4 pillars to engineer legendary marriages. And who doesn't want one of those, right? You can get the book on her website, GabrielaEmbon.com, or you can just go on Amazon, type in Becoming a Power Couple. You'll find it from her, be able to order it that way. Gabriela, last thought while we're here on the conversation. It might be something you've already said you really want to circle back to. It might be something I didn't even ask you that you sitting on your heart that you want to share with our audience. What would you say to all these people out there? Some are single, okay? Some have great relationships, yet they can always become legendary. Some have good that need to get to great. Whatever it is, what's the message you want to leave everybody with today?
Can I start by asking you a question?
You sure can ask.
Okay. Have you ever felt that you go to an event, you have a difficult situation in your private life, okay? Any crisis, doesn't have to be in your relationship. And you put a big smile and pretend and put your best face. Nobody knows what's going on.
Sure.
How did you feel?
Drained, exhausted, full of crap, if I were going to be honest, and use the nice words in there. That's probably how I was feeling while I was faking my way through it for the sake of everybody else around me.
Beautiful. So pretending make us feel so fragmented and it depletes us. I don't want that for anybody. My message is this. You don't have to wait for retirement to invest in your relationship. You can do this now, even at the peak of your career. And when you do that, your relationship becomes a source of strength, not stress. It becomes an anchor. It doesn't push you away from work. It actually supports your mission. And then you don't show up fragmented. You're not pretending. You show up whole. You show up centered. You show up anchored in love. So everything you do, and this is the emotional ROI translating to even financial ROI, right? Everything you do will be different. And the second message I would like to say is you don't need to have your partner's permission to do the right thing. You don't need to wait for them to reciprocate to do the right thing. Okay? Your actions are not a lead magnet. It's part of your commitment to your relationship, which by the way, you're not even committed to your partner. You're committed to your relationship. Your relationship is an entity. It's like your business. You might have a business partner that you might not get along for the last 6 months, but you show up every day with your best attitude because you're committed to the business. So if it's difficult to feel that you are committed to your spouse, then look at your relationship as an entity and show up and do the right rituals and do the hug and do the kiss, even if your partner doesn't, because eventually you're going to start seeing the results. That's the commitment. Commitment is not fueled by feelings. It's fueled by intention. The same mindset you have in your business, in your company.
Yes, folks, this whole conversation works with your business partner to make a couple there. Maybe not the physical intimacy part. That depends who that partner is. Maybe your spouse truly is your business partner. Yet a lot of the lessons are in there. Should you be meeting once a week to go over the intention for the week, for the team and the business? Yes. Should you be having daily check-ins and sharing personal life stuff with that business partner so that you two connect at a higher level? Yes, that's probably why you got in a business, right? Should you have a business lunch? Maybe not a date, but a business lunch because you need to communicate about something. Absolutely. Everything Gabriela shared here today is going to help make you part of a power couple. Doesn't matter if that power couple is at home or that power couple is in business, or if you are blessed enough to have them in both scenarios. Check out her book. Check out her website, GabrielaEmbon.com, to learn more. Gabriela, thank you so much for stepping in and sharing this. I think Bob might be the ideal partner in my couple. I'm sad he wasn't here to hear it. We could have worked through some of the therapy Bob and I are going through.
Thank you, Chad, for having me.
All right, folks, until our next episode, as always, Do good.